get this going. What's up, guys? It's been a while, and it's been a while since I talked to you guys in a solo video, so I figured this will be a good time. If you guys didn't know, I used to do solo videos on my Billy D Mac channel. This is a lot of like story time videos, and they used to be pretty good. They were very amateurish, and it was just me wanting to get in front of a camera and starting to share some of my stories. Today I want to share with you guys a story that I call 48 inches. When I was about, I think, let's say about 13 years old or 14 years old, my dad wanted me to help him build a deck. Now, if anybody knows anything about me, they know I am not the best with my hands. I'm not like a manual labor kind of individual. I'm not like a manly man. I don't work on cars. You know, I probably shouldn't say I'm not a manly man, but I am not like a labor man. So that's not what I do. That's never been my interest. Now, if you know my dad is the prototypical handyman. This guy can fix anything. He fixes airplanes. Like, he can fix literally anything in the world except a cold. But with that being said, he wanted me to take some part of some physical labor that he volunteered to do for my mom. So like, him and my mom always are building stuff. And he really wanted to build a deck, and she wanted to build a deck. And he said, do you want to help me with, well, he didn't say, do you want to help me with the deck? He said, you're going to help me with the deck. As a kid, I'm thinking, I would rather be playing Zelda, GoldenEye, or any other video game than being outside helping build a deck. And if anybody has ever built a deck before, knows anything about building a deck, the very first thing that you have to do, first you got to survey the land. So you got to measure out where do you want the post, and all of that good jazz. So he had me do that. We measured out where the posts were. And then he had me take some device. I don't even know that. See, I'm going to be so bad at telling the story because I don't even know the names of the garden tools that we had to use. But we had to buy a tool that was like a digger. And I think that's the most appropriate name for it. It's a digger. Basically, it's a tool that looks like a scissors. And it's got two cups on the side, and they go like this. And you got handles on the top, and it digs into the ground, like it digs into the ground, like really, like you slam it in there and you put the scissors together and then boom, and then in that little funnel right here, there's dirt that gets filled in there. You take the dirt and you put it off to the side. So we had to do that we had to dig 48 inches into the ground. Now 48 inches, that's 4 feet. Into the ground. We had to dig 4 feet into the ground. Now you're asking me, don't get me wrong, at the time I wasn't a little punk or nothing. Like, I wasn't afraid of labor. But 48 inches going like this, where you're literally probably taking out, I don't know, maybe 2 inches of dirt, maybe 2 to 3 inches of dirt at a time. You got to do that for 48 inches 4 different times. I did not want to do this. This was something that I dreaded doing. I had an attitude the entire time that I did it. And actually, I ended up leaving. I left. And my pops was like, I told my dad, I'm not going to do this. I didn't want, we went at it. Now, you're talking about a 14-year-old kid who was stubborn and didn't want to do any kind of work that he didn't think was right. And my pops, who was just, he wanted to prove a point. He wanted to say, hey, we're doing this. This is what we're doing. And when I say the word where, he really meant I was doing it. And he was out there watching me. Not that he was afraid to do it, but this was something he wanted me to do. So he was like, me and him we got in verbal arguments, and I was like, I don't want to do this. He said, no, you're going to do it, blah, 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 all that. Well, don't come back in the house until you get it done. And then I started thinking, you know what, screw this. So, in my life, in my house, I probably ran around, when I was between the ages of 12 and 16-ish, probably ran away 3 or 4 times. So, I ran away. Like, I said, you know what, screw this, I'm not digging. I didn't even get through one hole at a time. I'm not even digging. I'm gonna run away. And my pops was like, fine, go. Like, you can go. But you're either gonna go somewhere else or you're gonna dig these holes. So I ended up leaving. We started everything early. So my pops and my moms, ever since I've known them, ever since I've been around, they get up like at 6 o'clock in the morning, like I don't get why. Like, we had to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning and do everything. So we started doing the project probably like at 7 or 8 o'clock after we got ready, because my pops always like to take an hour-long bath. And then we would get to work, right to work. That would be his first bath of the day. He'd take a bath in the middle and bath at night. And so right before the bath in the middle of the day, I was ready to run away. I was going, and he was like, all right, peace, I'm about to go take my afternoon bath. So I was like, all right, whatever. This is a Saturday. So I run away to the school, and I'm sitting on the bleachers, and there's nobody else around. It's the middle of the summer. And I'm just like, man, this sucks. Like, I'm thinking about my life, and I'm thinking about how much it sucks. And I'm thinking about how much I would rather be at home playing video games, and how much I hated digging these holes. So then I go back home, probably about an hour, 2 hours later, and he's like, you ready to dig these holes? And I talked to my mom. My mom's like, you got to do whatever your dad does. I end up digging the holes, and it takes me pretty much the entire day. So me and him are out there the entire day. And after he sees me for a while digging them, he starts to help. And we get through all 4 holes. And eventually we built the deck. This was a long process, but the posts were the very first part of the process. But we built the entire deck. And really the only part of the deck that I really helped with was the digging part. I helped with the overview of the entire deck, but the part that was the most intensive for me was the post, and the part that I really didn't want to do was digging the post. I think at some point in time my pops was like, all right, the kid dug the post, so I'm gonna do the rest of it, because he realized I really didn't want to do it. But he made me do the most intensive part, and I did help with the other parts too, but he wasn't as on me as for the post. I share this story for a couple different reasons. I think now we live in a time where, as parents, it's tough for us to discipline our kids, because there's so many different people who are offended by so much, and people are very sensitive these days. And I think it's important for parents to understand that even if your kid doesn't want to do something, that doesn't mean they get the right to choose what they do. You're the parent, and it's your job to teach them discipline. My dad and my mom both did a really good job in raising me and my sister. And I think the reason that I'm successful today, and the reason that I'm able to have a productive family, and the reason that I'm so respectful, and the reason that I'm so disciplined and I see things all the way through, is because of some of the things that they made me do that I really didn't want to do. And that's so important. And sometimes I look around in America, and I look around in the world that we live in, and I see that sometimes we're a little bit oversensitive, and sometimes parents aren't disciplining their kids. And sometimes, you know, the other day in the grocery store, I heard a kid tell his mom, go get me the Frosted Flakes. And it was so crazy, because I was just thinking to myself, like, you're telling your mom go get you the Frosted Flakes? And it was just like, it was no respect there. And it made me sit back and pause and say, what are we doing? Are we really disciplining our kids, and are we really raising the next generation to be decent adults? So that's my 48-inch story. That's one of the many stories that my pops taught me when I was a kid, and it really helped form me to be the man that I am today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed the message. I just kind of want to know, what is your 48-inch story? Leave that in the comments below. And make sure you guys subscribe. This is Our Life Yesterday, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.